Hello, everyone. Welcome back. Next up is Samir, and I think Megan is going to jump in maybe from Data Impact Mosaic Apps. They're going to talk about the app suite for events and member engagement. They will be showcasing their events and member engagement apps today. I just read it sounded exactly what I just said. Sorry, I'm reading off of a spreadsheet. And we love Mosaic apps. That's our Conference 365 app also. So we love you guys. Thank you so much. And over to you.
All right, thank you, Del, and thank you all for joining. I'm Samir Mullah with Data Impact Solutions. We are an AISP, an authorized iMIS solutions provider, been doing iMIS for a while. And we built the Mosaic apps. These are iMIS integrated suite of apps for events as well as member engagement. So I'll start off directly just doing a demo of the app features, just to show you what's available, what's included, and also show you if you have time, to show you some of the member engagement pieces, how you can extend the app for the rest of the year. So maximize your investment in mobile apps. And it's not just an app, we actually have a solution. I'll talk through the event solution that we have for our clients. So first and foremost, our apps, all our products are fully integrated with iMIS. You don't need a bridge. We have our own integration using the standard APIs that ASI provides. Each of our clients get their own branded and tailored app on the App Store. And there's a lot of flexibility built in. I'll just walk through some of those. In the home page, you can see we have multiple home themes, one of which I just scrolled through is like a news feed. And depending on the time, clients can change it at any point in time. If you want to focus on communities or just events during your events. We also have other widgets and branding options, as well as options for sponsorship, advertisements throughout the app. Here's a consolidated view with some advertisements at the top, and it shows sessions, events upcoming, news feeds, communities, and a member directory. So depending on each client's focus, they can change it and decide what makes sense for their mobile app. So I'll focus on the event solution first. All of your events, big and small, can be pulled into the mobile app. And here you can see we have advertisement options. We have different layout options available, and everything is configurable per event. So when I go into the details of this event, it shows a listing view. We also have a grid view for events, which could be useful for the larger conferences. The smaller ones could be used for like a webinar. So at least users have access to what's happening when and so on. We also have some unique in-app features such as registration directly from the app. So here I can go in if I'm already, just logged into the app, I can go in and register, pick my options, change my badge, everything gets written back into iMIS, and also pay for it. Okay, so everything within the app itself. And then I can go in, and depending on the authorization, I can then get into the details of the schedule. Here you can see I have the agenda, details of each session. We have interactive maps, so I can go in and see where that session is. If it's a virtual session or live session, then I can also join directly from the app. We have a lot of features that typical event apps provide, such as polling, multiple pollings during a session, evaluations that you can capture directly through the app, Q&A. So if you're asking questions at like a virtual session or even an in-person session. Details of the session, we also support sub-sessions, resources, speaker details. So I can also go in and see the bio and what other session the speaker is speaking at. We also have users can take notes during a session and tracks, color-coded tracks, so they can build a schedule based on tracks as well. So as attendees walk through, they can also build a schedule. They can, if there are live sessions, this will be also available, and they can directly join that session from the app. So that's the agenda, and everything comes from iMIS. If you've already built your sessions in iMIS, or we integrate with a lot of the event rich platforms. We can pull that through the API. Exhibitor listings with their categories, sponsor listings with different sponsorship levels, one place for handouts as well. So if in case your handouts based on the schedule that you've built, you already have access to it directly from one place. You don't have to search through the session and then look for the resources. Speaker listing, where you can go in and see the bio and also build your schedule and see what session they're speaking at. Attendee listing, so there are different options and each client can configure based on whether they just want a static listing or they want to enable forums within each event, which we call the connect module. So you can see the list of attendees, message them, connect with them, and also post to a forum, which is essentially a channel for each of the sessions that are happening at the event. So a lot of flexibility in enabling this or keeping this just as a static list of attendees that people can have access to. And everything is based on authorization, which is coming from iMIS. So only registered attendees would be able to see this. Mobile badges, which are useful in case you leave a badge and then you want to be scanned into a paid session. This is something that you can just pull up. This can be used for gamification or lead retrieval, as well as just checking in and out of sessions. Tracks, so you can go through the event sessions based on what tracks. If there are some useful tracks that you want to build your schedule, you can use that. And then anything that's useful for attendees to have access to, you can have that content, link it to a website, or have additional resources. We also have scanning capabilities built within the app. So exhibitors can use this to scan attendees and see their leads directly from the app, also download or email that list. So it's useful and value for exhibitors. And you can also validate exhibitors based on, let's say, a product purchase from iMIS. We have gamification built in with various rules. So you can make it fun for attendees to and make it and incentivize them to, say, complete an evaluation or scan a QR code. If you put QR codes around your event sessions, they'll walk around and then scan, even lead them to exhibitors or your lead sponsors. You get to see a leaderboard and a board for your own points and what your rank is, as well as what kind of activities you've been doing throughout the event. Feel free to ask questions. I'll pause here if there are any questions.
No questions right now.
There's also photo gallery available where people can post pictures and tag and put some text. And this, I've seen this quite popular. People tend to, and also this can be also a part of the game. So you get some points to upload a picture and put some text with it. So that's the event features on the app. Also, in addition to the mobile app, we also provide the same features in a web browser. So that way we don't leave anyone behind if they don't have access to the app or they want to see the event in a larger browser-based view. All of those features are available and included as part of the event solution. So they can do the same, have the same access to the event from a browser. Additionally, if they go in, if you're, let's say, broadcasting from that event, and a lot of clients after COVID have started to do that, they've gone hybrid, so they either record it or broadcast it and even monetize those. So that's available within our platform, and attendees can go in and even have access to it directly from their browser or the app. So here you can see that they have access to all of those features, the same features on the app through a web browser, and they can continue to have those discussions with their other attendees, as well as network with them, as well as have access to those resources for each of the sessions. So it's synced, that way you don't have to upload any data. We pull it for the app as well as for the web browser. So that's the event piece for as far as the event mobile app and the browser-based access for events. The other app that we have is for on-site check-in and registration. So this is an iPad-based kiosk where attendees walk up to when they're at the event, so they can walk up to an iPad, and here you have options for branding as well as sponsorship revenues built within the app. They'll touch that screen and they have options to either scan or search for their record. So all of the attendees have access to this. They can walk up, they search their record. Once they find the record, you have options to build in some questionnaire. This was useful just post-COVID. And once they go through that, they see their badge, they have options to edit their badge or even edit their registration. And this is very useful. So you don't have to have a separate line, open up staff site and so on. Have them go in directly here. We honor all of the pricing from iMIS. If they've already registered, it'll show that they can make changes. They can add or for the same value change and then pay for it using the Square Reader. So it's all within the app itself. And once they've done, they can print their badge. Optionally, you can have them sign and they're done. So very quick and easy way for them to walk up to a kiosk and add some workshops or make changes as well as add additional guests or just print their badge. So we have several different options built in. This is the configuration where we have different modes. If you just want them to do just badge printing, or you want registration, or you want them to just check into the event or sessions, there are different options available for that. You can select events, and we support multiple events. If you have concurrent events going on, you can have one line for all the badges. We support a number of different printers and formats of badges. And then e-commerce is an option which we've integrated with the Square Reader, which is very common and very PCI compliant. And then there are other options that you can change. Also, as part of this, you have access to a dashboard, so you can see your stats, how many people have checked in, what time, have they reprinted their badge, have they made changes to their badge, and so on. So you can have a real-time view of check-ins. And this data, we optionally write that back into iMIS as activities, so you have access to that from iMIS itself. All right, so I will walk. Those are our event solutions. I'll just show you a few samples. So NiUG at their one of their discovery date event, everything was recorded, and I can go back into that event and go into any of the session. And just since I'm authorized, I have access to going through those recordings if I miss something. So very useful for associations that are recording or broadcasting in live. Beyond events, we also have other capabilities for member engagement. So a few of the modules that we have, communities. We've integrated with HireLogic. So if you're already using HireLogic, you can pull that into the app. And that way, it's a great experience. People are already using the app. If they're used to it, then you can extend that for the rest of the year. We also have our own Mosaic communities that are built and integrated with iMIS. So if you're creating a community based on an IQA, you can quickly do that. As users log in, they have access to participating, following, liking, commenting, responding, everything through the app. We have a member directory so that you can enable that and extend the use of the app. Members can find other members, they can connect with them, and we use the LinkedIn model. So you send a connect request once you are connected with the member, you can start chatting from within the app itself. We also have a resource library that's available both, and the communities is also available both on the app as well as on the web. So it's a full complete solution for you to enable that. It has a single sign-on with iMIS. So from the RISE side, you can have a link directly to bring the users. They're already signed on. They can come here and start to participate in the forums, and then continue that within the app itself as well. Resource library is a hub where you can have all of your digital content, whether it's PDFs or audio, video files. And we also integrated our events module. So the moment your events are completed, the recordings will be available directly in the resource library, and attendees can go in. The same authorization that they have if they're a registered attendee, they'll have access to those resources and the recordings. Again, this is available both on the app as well as on the web. So you can come into the resources here, and I'll show you a sample of that. Client Soho uses this extensively. They have a lot of resources. If I go to the general, they have over 3,000 resources, and you can categorize, subcategorize those resources. If I just want to go to the videos of a certain type, I can have view the video directly within the browser, or we have options to link it out to like a Vimeo or other tools that the client might be using. So a lot of flexibility built in terms of allowing you to disseminate your digital content to your members. Also, you can sell these as products in iMIS, and then once the digital content has been purchased from the iMIS shopping cart, the user will be able to come to the resource library and consume that directly from here as well as from the app. So there are a lot of monetization options available. Now, as far as the app, clients are using this for their events, but really it's a 365 app, so you can really extend the capabilities. We'll walk through some of those here. So as I log in, the login is your standard iMIS login. Once your member is logged into the app, they have access to their profile, and this we can bring in additional demographic fields that are as part of their member demographic data in iMIS, so that they have that opportunity to edit and save that, which writes back into iMIS in real time. We also have in-app renewals. So this is something that you can send an alert out to your members, and they can come here and pay for the membership. You have access to provide membership cards or certificates, and the value being it's real-time data being pulled from iMIS. So if you have a certificate that they need to download, they can also do that from here or print it, as well as membership cards. Newsfeed is content that we can pull from Rise or other websites that you may have. In real time, it'll be pulling so that users are engaged and they're aware of what's happening in their industry. Job board is also available. We've integrated with a few providers, and that allows members to filter a search for different jobs that might be available, or they can just come here and view the jobs and also click on the links to apply for it. We have open-ended options to create additional links to your mobile responsive websites. We've added podcasts. So natively, this is available where they can go in, they can start to consume this, and also in locked mode, they'll have access to this. So they can download it, and in disconnected mode also they'll have access. So we have added podcasts. We have a micro learning module where you can have members enroll or send out, like question of the week, and members can be more engaged. They'll be aware of what's happening and can also additionally get credits for participating in these kind of learning opportunities. We've added a voting module, so similar to just a survey essentially, but a timed one where they have access to this and they can vote for anything that's created and timed. Social media opportunities through the app. I mean, you probably have these links on your website, but this is a one-touch option, and it's easier for users to be able to participate from here rather than going onto the website and clicking those links. Notifications is very unique, alerts and notifications, because you can really target market your members, attendees, using IQS. So let's say you want to notify people about changes or changes to the schedule during the event, or members about their upcoming renewals, you can create those IQAs within iMIS and send out alerts. Also, opportunities for sending out sponsored alerts for any exhibitors or sponsors, introducing products and services. And then there are open-ended opportunities to either link to websites or showcase some partners. We also have an About Us page with listings of either staff or leadership or local or chapter directories. And this can all come from iMIS. These are essentially IQAs that you can just create to display this. So it's in real time and you don't have to upload data. I can reach out to Megan and see if I've missed or.
The only two things that I would say you could probably mention still is single sign-on and lead retrievals.
So for one of our clients who did not want exhibitors to be in iMIS, we created an option for their exhibitors to log in using a OTP-based mechanism, a one-time password. So you don't need to log in. You just, as long as you're recognized as an exhibitor, you go into our screen where it'll either ask for credentials or provide you an option to do an OTP login, where you just enter your email, and as long as that's validated that they're a registered attendee or a registered exhibitor in this case, they get a code, enter the code, and they're logged into the app. So that's making it very easy for your end users, whether they're members or attendees or exhibitors, to get into the app without having to struggle with the login password issue. So that's one. And then exhibitors, they have timing is crucial for them to get in quickly and then start accessing the leads. So as Megan mentioned, that's something that's available to them through the app. They go in, and I did mention that briefly, but as they scan, they have access to, get them in and let them start scanning attendees to get those scan leads. And then we obviously honor all of the suppressions of, I don't want to be included in this list and so on through iMIS. But this is a great way for you to upsell those packages to exhibitors, or make it open for all exhibitors to, really get those leads that they're there at the events for. All right. Any questions? I think I see one.
Yes. Is this primarily only a phone app? If at a booth, etc., at an event, is there also a web page portal?
There is a web page portal. So we have a single sign-on from iMIS, from your RISE site, to directly take them to the events page or take them directly to the event details, and that way they can see the agenda, have access to all of the features, even things such as alerts and messaging. That's all built on the web as well as the app. So it's not just a phone app, it's also a web browser.
Nice, he said, Ted. And that looks like all their questions for now. And right on time. Thank you, Samir.
Yeah. Thank you, Del. Appreciate it. And thank you all.
Of course.